Welcome back to Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Today's episode is powered by Perfect Sports Nutrition. Today's video is a preview of the workouts and lessons that you will get at bazookatraining.com. If you like it, head over to the website bazookatraining.com, sign up, and get all these workouts. There's over 300 to learn from. All right, let's get into today's video. Boom! Welcome back to bazookatraining.com here in the bag work section. Today, we're talking about setting up the overhand, all right? So before we even get into our workout, let's get into a little bit of a warm-up. So what the overhand is and what I want us to work on is the difference between what most people think an overhand is, that big bombing, looping shot, versus what a real overhand is. And a real overhand, all it is a small arced shot. Now, here at Bazooka, we call it the thumb down, right? Because when you throw your traditional vertical, everything stays inside, right? That's the clean punch you want. If you throw your straight, it comes vertical, then the last 2 seconds you turn, and then the last one with the overhand, the key is try to keep your elbow in as possible. I don't mind that little bit of that leak out on the elbow because it helps you get that little bit of an arc. But stop throwing these big ones, leaving yourself open to get countered. Okay, it's a nice small arc, right? Boom, nice and small. All it really has to do is go over a jab. Matt throws a jab at me, right, and holds it out. I don't need to do this. Look how much space is over here, okay? All I need to do is this. Boom, basically kind of skim the top of his arm and then get my head slightly off, and next thing you know, I got over the jab, okay? So let's mix it in. So the way I like to mix it up is practice all 3 of your different straights, okay? So throw a single or a double jab, right? So single, vertical, straight. And you know, then you got your traditional cross and then jab, overhand, okay? So that's gonna be the little bit of a warm-up, okay? Moving around, playing your in and out, jab vertical, jab horizontal, and overhand, okay? Key is give me that full extension. And now, why do I always like the little bit of a warm-up here? Because I think shadow boxing is important to help you get your technique. Because when we get to the bag, we think about hitting too hard. And the next thing you know, your right hands are really jammed, really short. So shadow boxing helps you relax, stay a little bit more, you know, fluid, and get you getting that extension that we're looking for. Okay, so in this next little bit here, I want you on the bag, and before we even set up the overhand, which is the video's on, let's just land the overhand on the bag. Okay, so still mixing your vertical, your horizontal, and small overhands, okay? Now, with the overhand, just make sure we're still finding those knuckles on the overhand as well, all right? So let's mix them up. So use your movement a little bit, okay? You can use a little bit of feinting, and then just nice and light, look for your extension, and just find the 3 different angles. Now, a lot of times why I'm teaching this, the 3 different variations, is it just gets your hands used to it, okay? It warms up your knuckles, warms up your wrist, and then this way, when you do crack with it, you're a little bit more comfortable. Because the first time you throw an overhand on a bag, it might feel weird. Your wrist is in a different odd angle, and I would probably say this is a lot of time when the guys and people, women break their hands. So try to find the nice little small arc, okay? So in this first round, no surprise, we're gonna set up with the jab, okay? So still, we're gonna use the jab, boom, find the overhand. I still want you to play with variations, but right now, let's just stick to the jab overhand, okay? So remember, you can do a double jab overhand or single jab overhand, okay? Nice and smooth, okay? Jab overhand. Moving around, double hit, and exit out. Circle around again, okay? Boom. All right, so as they keep going, I'm gonna start building in and start advancing the concepts, okay? So we're finding the jab, and this is the one everyone tends to use, the jab to the head to set up the overhand. Now, even with this concept, now let's take it out of rhythm. So I want you to be able to jab, exit out. Double jab, exit, and then mix it in with the jab. So don't always throw the overhand after the jab. Make it a little bit unpredictable, okay? So using the jab. Now, when you do this now, it's gonna start setting up the next part of how we set up the overhand, okay? So jab, okay, double jab when you want. find the overhand. So make it unpredictable. It doesn't have to stay in that order or that rhythm, but mix it up. So I can go single jab, double jab, boom, hit. Okay, mixing it up, being unpredictable. Now, to add to this, the next part, okay, the second setup we're working on is going to be using a jab feint, okay? So I'm going to throw the jab, right, a couple times, and then I might throw jab overhand, and then feint the jab, boom, come with the overhand. So smack the jab, feint the jab, come with the overhand, all right? Let's start it on this round here, okay? Second technical round. So pop a hard jab, feint, load up the back leg, and then drive, okay? So when you're feinting, the key is make sure you get your back foot in a position to be able to drive and get that massive power. I don't want you feinting with square shoulders. If I jab and then I feint with square shoulders and I try to throw that overhand, I miss it. I want that big power, right? We're looking for that monster power. So jab, hard jab, feint to get the reaction. They might probe, right? They might try to probe, and then all of a sudden or block or parry, you go over. So boom, power jab, feint, come over top. Okay, beautiful. So that's the first two we're going to work on, the jab to the overhand, to the jab feint into just the overhand, okay? Let's explore those both concepts for another couple seconds here, okay? So I can jab right into the overhand, or I could jab feint into the overhand, okay? Jab overhand, hard jab, feint overhand. Now, when you feint, okay? So jab, when you see I feint, I bring a wedge, one, because I don't want to stay square. So hard jab, one feint here. See how I put this inside to defend myself? And this gives me that rotating hip power and my core to generate that power. Beautiful, okay? Now, we're still sticking with the jabs for a little bit, and I'm going to introduce the third concept, which is going to be the jab to the body. And this is usually the one people wait for. And if you're watching any fight, as soon as you see a fighter start jabbing upstairs and then jab to the body, you can start anticipating the overhand is coming, okay? So usually it's right on. But if you mix and match very well with other types of jabs and variations, you can hide it a little bit more effectively, okay? So let's spend a few seconds here just working on the jab to the body first. Now, with the jab to the body, okay, the key is I need the head off center line, okay? So even if someone throws a jab on me, okay, I'm going to get underneath the jab. That's the visualization I want you to see, okay? So Matt, come here. Danny, keep working. So the idea is I don't want to come here because if he jabs me or crosses me at the same time, that is the issue. So the jab to the body a lot of times should come off your opponent's jab. So Matt jabs me to the head. I put my head offline, right? Look at this position now. I'm perfect position to come up top and get that nice overhand, okay? So this is the visualization coming here, head off center line. Look at my feet being loaded to generate that big, nasty power, okay? So that's the visualization. So if you look at that back view, head off center line, small arc, okay? Don't get carried away with the big arcs, okay? Nice and small. Good power, okay? So here, touch to the body, rip to the head. Now, even with this drill, I'm going to make you guys and challenge yourselves to be a little bit more experienced. What I want you to do is jab to the head, jab to the body, then launch upstairs, okay? So nice and fluid. Jab to the head, jab to the body, come upstairs with the overhand. On that overhand, make sure we pivot our back foot, make sure we're getting that rear hip involved, and that's how you get that big power shot. Okay, so you can start seeing how things start getting used well, right? And a lot of it's going to come off the lead hand very well. Now, after setting up, there's one of the final ones we're going to teach before we flow with it. And what that's going to be is setting up the overhand with your traditional straight punch, right? Just that small angle change alone is going to set up that rear hand. So now here, after we establish the jab to the body, what it's going to be is jab cross, a regular cross, right? I'm hiding the overhand. Jab cross, jab overhand. Yes, right? So you make your opponent think that the traditional straight is coming. So one perfect straight. Jab, perfect straight, jab, overhand. Boom. unexpected, and you mixed it in. That concept could also work with the uppercut, right? Jab, cross, jab, uppercut. They anticipate the third one, and then you're able to kind of mix up that angle and confuse them, okay? So let's work on that for a few seconds. So we're gonna go jab straight, jab overhand, okay? Jab straight, keep moving, jab overhand, okay? I wanna see the difference in the variations that you mix them and match them, okay? Now, from here, okay, you can start understanding that you set it up very well. So I want you guys to freestyle now a few seconds here by just mixing up the different ones, okay? So as a quick recap, right, we have our traditional jab, right? A single jab, a double jab to find the overhand, okay? If that doesn't work and it's getting predictable, we start making and using feints. Jab, feint, attack, right? Remember, keeping the wedge, loading up the power side in our feint. You have to feint to load up the power, okay? If the feint's not working, I'm gonna level change with the jab. Maybe double jab upstairs, come to the body, go upstairs. I might time their jab with my jab to kind of get over top of theirs to get the big knockout. If that doesn't work, I still gotta be creative with my setups. My traditional jab straight is gonna set up the overhand. Now, this was just setting up the rear hand, but I want you to experiment after with some of the follow-ups. Play around, right? After that overhand, you can go hook to the head, hook to the body. You can go low kicks after that left hook. So the idea after this is after you find the overhand, you should be following and finding ways to how to follow up the overhand. Too many times, the overhand is the end of the combo. No, after you land the overhand, bring in some other combinations and flow off of it. That's gonna make it more advanced as you get more comfortable, all right? I hope you enjoyed today's episode, setting up the overhand. We'll see you next time here at bazookatraining.com. Welcome to Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA online training. I'm Bazooka Joe Valtellini, the owner here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Over the past year, I've designed and created a website to teach Bazooka curriculum at home and across the world. The purpose of this website is for you to, one, hit your fitness and health goals, all while learning world-class martial arts instruction from me. The beautiful thing about this website, it's geared for all levels. So if you're learning martial arts for the first time as a beginner, we help you progress into the bigger stages. And if you're a pro fighter, guess what? We have different fight concepts for you to improve your tool set and your skills in the ring or cage. As the fastest rising kickboxing world champion and a lifelong martial artist with over 30 years of experience, I've been able to combine my passion for martial arts and teaching to create this website. This website's gonna give you some of the tricks, secrets, and inside look at some of the training I use to win my world title. Once you subscribe to this site, you're gonna be getting weekly training videos and tutorials that you can do from anywhere. The sections are broken up into 3 parts. The first is bag workout. So if you have a bag at home or at your gym, you can use these workouts to supplement your training. The second is at-home workouts. A lot of us don't have the room for a bag or a bag in general, so these workouts are for no equipment needed and you can do them anywhere. And finally, the tutorial section. If you're having any problems with a specific technique or fight concept that's covered in any of the workouts, go to the tutorial section, learn the technique, and then go back to the workout, and this time, do it with proper technique. One of the added benefits once you subscribe is the forums section, where you can get a more personalized experience where you can ask questions and I'll be able to go in there and answer them. It's all about building a team and a community of martial artists helping each other grow. So subscribe now to get access to all the videos plus more so you can be part of the squad here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA.